Nicki Minaj and the engagement that she actually has today, obviously on the 18th of February 2026. This is what the World Liberty Forum reported. They said, "We are excited to welcome global icon Nicki Minaj to the World Liberty Forum 2026 stage. From dominating the charts to mastering the business of music, she will be exploring how artists are becoming entrepreneurs and what the next era of monetization looks like in a creator led economy." And of course, they inserted a picture of her. So, of course, Babs are excited to hear what she has to say on that stage. Now, some Babs are excited mostly for the speech, and some are excited for the outfits because every time she steps out, she's out there eating, and her face guard is always giving. And whoever is styling her recently, it seems like they are doing a great job. So, obviously, a lot of her fans cannot wait to see how she's going to be stepping out, and of course, what she's going to be saying on that stage. I did try to wait a little bit to see maybe, it would start and then I'll just do this video once, but I was like, let me just highlight that. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to be tuned in for this. Now, obviously, when something like this happens, the naysayers are always going to be there because some people are saying she doesn't know anything about business. And I'm like, it's okay to not like someone, but to act like they know nothing about something that they clearly know something about is ridiculous in my own opinion. In as much as there are certain people that I don't like, whose personalities I don't exactly appreciate. For example, Advocate BBL, I do not appreciate some of the things that she does, but I can never stand here and say that she knows nothing about the poll. That's a specialty. She came from the pole, okay? And a specialty lies on the pole, okay? So I would never discredit someone like that. It's just like me saying she doesn't know how to be danced. She knows nothing about being a bird and dating men that clearly are just in the gutter. Like, I would never discredit her for that. When it comes to dating good for nothing men, when it comes to being on the pole or like experience on the pole, I would never discredit Advovo BBL. Like, that's a specialty. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to give credit, wherever it's due. Okay, to say Nicki Minaj knows nothing about business, it's just being delusional. It's literally being dense. Because let's not forget, this is the same woman who was out there fighting for artists, streaming rights. It's very funny to me how people never or rarely acknowledge that that actually happened. Huh? You see the likes of Misa crying out here and all of these things. Oh, she's such an evil woman. She's such a this. Meanwhile, none of you had the audacity or the guts to fight for your own streaming rights. You were being ripped off. And the same woman that you guys are now painting to be the villain is the same woman who actually stood toe to toe with these giants to fight for rights, not only for herself, but for all of you as well. Lottery ticket included. I have no idea why I just decided to pick lottery ticket to give it as an example, but this is what I'm talking about. And so for people to say that she knows nothing about being creative or she knows nothing about a creator led economy is insane to me. And for some reason, they seem to not understand that the reason why she's being blackballed, the reason why they're being coached to say she's wicked, she's evil, is she is fighting for creative freedom. She is fighting for the rights of the creatives. That's what they do not understand. She's saying, I shouldn't have to get 10% from my talent and my hard work. That's why the industry machine is coming for her. It's because of the same thing. So, in my own opinion, I mean, what better person to pick than somebody who actually does have the guts to go toe to toe with people that try to rip off creators? Who else would have the audacity? Because regardless of her knowing the consequences of going against such a giant machine, she still takes the chance to do so. And so I do fully believe that she deserves to speak when it comes to that. Okay? I'm sorry. Let us respect each other. Just as I said, I will not discredit your favorite for her pole expertise. Let us also not underestimate others in their expertise. Okay? Don't do the same to my favorite. Fair game, right? Let me know in the comment section if you're excited, obviously, to see Nicki Minaj speaking out. Let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Still on Nicki Minaj, there's an article that I saw circulating 2 days ago, and it was alleging that, well, Nicki Minaj might actually be running for political positions. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And that was the Mirror. They say that Nicki could run for Congress after declaring herself Trump's #1 fan. And, they had their speculations. There's a so called PR expert that, was citing that it wouldn't be far fetched for Nicki Minaj to run, for Congress. And personally, I don't think that she's willing to go that deep. Sure, they might invite her to speak on certain platforms and certain events and stuff like that, but I don't think that she herself is willing to play at the full dirty games when it comes to politics, because politics can be absolutely evil, okay? If you think the music industry is evil, you have not seen the world of politics, okay? And this is not even saying just on the Democrats, even the Republicans. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty game, okay? But that being said, it is also important to note that when she did that interview with Katie Miller, She was subliminally saying that, your next purpose, you could be pushed into your next purpose. So I don't know if the next purpose that she was talking about was probably, running for Congress. But she did echo some sentiments of her stepping into a new era where she feels like, she has another reason for being on earth, just outside, of course, of just being an artist. That being said, let us move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Speaking about female rappers and people's expertise, let us talk about the Little Miss Drama Tour. Now, first of all, it seems like a lot of celebrities are coming out to support, the tour. Okay, and at this point, one would question: is this generally just them supporting her, or is there a memo that was sent out to people to say go and support her so that we prove a point, we make a point, or what exactly is going on? Because these people on a normal day are nowhere to be found when it comes to actually supporting her and her music. But all of a sudden, there is a heavy influx of celebrities from all walks of life seemingly coming out here to support her. Some celebrities that I've never seen singing along to any of her songs. Even Two Chains was out there supporting her. Kelly Rowland, of course, is a given. Recently, she has made it known. She's been trying to make it known that she has it out for Nicki Minaj. So I guess to cement that, after that interview that she did with Advovo, she had to come out here and basically say, yes, I'm supporting the tour as well. And honestly speaking, I somebody explained the whole Kelly Rowland situation to me to a point where I was like, okay, I understand. Now, this person said, picture this. Kelly Rowland was an opener for Brandy and Monica. Monica, who was an opener for Nicki Minaj. So, if you look at it from that angle, you would understand that how Kelly Rowland feels about Nicki Minaj is really irrelevant to Nicki Minaj's success or her career or anything of that sort, because Kelly herself, as a solo artist, hasn't been able to achieve a quarter of the things that Nicki has achieved single-handedly. So when somebody explained it in those terms, I was like, you know what, Kelly is just another artist and she's allowed to have her opinion. Okay, it's not gonna her opinion isn't gonna make or break Nicki Minaj, because at the end of the day, even the female rappers that she says she supports, I doubt any of them would rush at a chance to collaborate with her. They actually would want to collaborate with Beyonce, if anything, and we all know that she does come second. Anyway, let's move on to other aspects of the tour. I didn't talk about this, but yeah, somewhere in the tour, it seems like she decided to defend her baby daddy, and I'm assuming this is Stefon Diggs, and she was basically saying that just because she isn't cool with Stefon Diggs doesn't mean that people can start talking about him. And obviously, everybody was wondering, who was she talking about? Was she directing this to Bia, or was this directed to who exactly? And I'm just thinking, what makes her think that just because Stefon Diggs is a baby daddy, all of a sudden people are scared to comment on Stefan because she is with her. Like, who is she to tell people not to comment about an athlete? I, I ah, this girl is delusional. Sometimes I just look and I'm like, what is going on? But that being said, she also did bring out Blueface, and they performed together. And cringe is an understatement of how I felt when I was watching that performance. From him being unclad and shirtless to her throwing her jelly bombs and all of these things. I was just watching and I'm like, what is going on? But I have to give it to her, okay? The jelly was definitely gelling. It might be heavy of a wagon and it might cause some trips here and there, but she was really throwing it. The one thing that I will give it to her that she's doing right when it comes to that tour is shaking her behind. And of course, she has an audience for that, okay? And I'm not mad at people for liking what they like. I also did see that she tried to pull off a rockstar move, and I'm like, are we now not doing too much? Maybe let's stick to the chair and the shaking behind and acting like we're on the pole. Maybe that. Or rather, we can also stick on to playing the guitar on our clitoris, just so people can make a little bit of noise, you know? But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about all of this, okay? And the tour. Let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let's talk about Lottery Ticket. Lottery Ticket is moving around with a fake baby bump. I do not know if that's her trolling people that have been whispering that she is pregnant, or if this is just her looking for attention. Because one thing about Lottery Ticket is she will do any and everything for a little bit of attention. And recently, she hasn't really been in the headlines for her music or anything of that sort. So I guess she was craving a little bit of attention and she decided to put on a fake baby bump. For what? I mean, she would know better. When it comes to situations that involve Alisa, she's just way too corny for me to understand some of her moves, to be honest. And I'm not mad at her. I mean, people can be corny. And to me, it really kind of does make a lot of sense why she might be getting along with Drake. Because in the department of cornery, okay, there's no such word, but you get what I'm saying. In the department of being corny, no one would be Drake. And of course, I do feel like they can be a friend group. Let me tell you who I think would be cool friends. Chloe Bailey, cringy. Lottery Ticket, Drake. And I'm not saying this because I'm saying there's anything bad about that, but there are people that are just overall that way. I feel like they would make really a very cute and corny friend group. Let me know in the comment section who you think would be an addition to the corniness and everything. Let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Yaya Mayweather and, of course, Akbar V. It seems like these two women had a couple of words to say about people that are canceling Nicki Minaj, and they decided to let it known to the world that they would never switch on Nicki Minaj because of her political views. Now, let's start with Akbar. It has not been a secret that Akbar has been one of those people who have always remained loyal to Nicki Minaj. She said, y'all mad for what? Because people have different beliefs. Imagine stop supporting a person because of who they vote for, but you're around friends and family that voted for that same person. I'm thinking it's clout y'all want to say. Y'all don't. Okay, I guess there was a comma somewhere in the mix. There was supposed to be a comma somewhere in the mix. She said, I'm thinking it's clout y'all want to say y'all don't mess with Nicki Minaj. LOL, like she cares. That was Akbar V. And I mean, I've been preaching it on this channel that it's rather ridiculous for us to force people to align with our own political views, because at the end of the day, it's free will. And if you feel like you don't have to support Nicki Minaj, it's also your free will to not do so. But to launch an entire cancel campaign against her is just doing too much. You're allowed to not support her, but to try and recruit people into doing so, or rather to try and recruit people into canceling her because her political views don't align with yours, is absolutely ridiculous, in my own opinion. Yaya Mayweather also came through with some words when it pertains to the same issue. She said, "You could never make me hate Nicki Minaj. She has always showed my family love. I'll never forget she came to my 14th birthday party. I said what I said. Could give an F how you feel." And so it seems like certain people are beginning to see through the BS that whatever Nicki does, if she sneezes right now, I promise you there would be campaigns that she sneezed in such a wrong way and she's infecting people with something. So now let's cancel her. I promise you, such a campaign would make the headlines of TMZ that Nicki sneezed and people are mad at that. So as a result, let's cancel her. They are just looking for an excuse to cancel this girl. And it seems like she also just doesn't care anymore, which is quite an interesting dynamic. I will make a video. There's actually a video that I wanted to make about this, about why I think Nicki Minaj moves the way that she does, and why another person that also in the music industry moves the way he does. Let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Paprika Spice. So there are old lyrics to Paprika's old song that are recirculating, and for some reason people are calling her a prophetess because the lyrics really do seem to align with what has been going on with the advocate for, of course, plastic surgery. That would be advocate the transformer. This is what the song says. Let me see. There was a lot of cursing. She said the song is called Quiet Storm, and in that song she says she F with scammers, trappers, athlete, rappers call that H football cause they just passed her. And of course, people are beginning to say that it has to be a prophetic word towards Advocate BBL, seeing how she has been moving in as far as the athletes are concerned and in as far as being passed around is concerned. Because if she decides 2 months from now to come up with another ninja that's not Stefon Diggs, at this point it just becomes hilarious. Because I'm just like, at what point are you going to realize that these ninjas ain't ish and you have to vet them just like everybody else? Just because you're popular, just because you can shake your behind, doesn't make you immune to the foolery of these ninjas. Because now all of a sudden Stefon is out there seemingly obsessed with his son, with the other girl, and I'm just like, what? This cannot be the healing that you were talking about, sir. This surely isn't the healing that you were talking about. All of a sudden you're now flaunting your other baby mama, meanwhile Advovo is still waiting for the healing. What kind of a doctor are you? But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about the lyrics to Ice Spice's song. What do you think is going on in as far as that is concerned, okay? I do hope that people will continue circulating it whilst making it clear that it's an old song, because if they do continue circulating it without making it known, I wouldn't be surprised if Advovo starts crashing out on stage, because she's a little bit slow to understand social music. What did that hoe say? What did that girl say? You know how she was screaming on the phone to James? She will do the same thing on the tour stage. But that being said, this is the end of my video. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. And until my next one, please subscribe, you guys, and drop a comment. Just say something, okay? Say something. If you don't have anything nice to say, it's fine. Say something, mean. Your accent, something. say something to just make the algorithm know. Some of you were worried in my earlier video because you guys thought that maybe I was going through something because I was a little bit calm. No, I was just trying to be demure. Okay. I woke up early in the morning and I just felt like shouting wouldn't be really the best etiquette when everybody else is sleeping, and I'm like, oh. So this is why I left the tea and the drama for this particular video that I've been recording when everybody else is up. Until my next one, see you.